me, Football Genius, aka Sam, and this is the first episode of the Football Podcast. And I have two more hosts with me. Introduce yourself.
Start over, nigga.
Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Football Genius, and today it's the first episode of the Football Podcast. And I have two more hosts with me. Introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Patrick.
Hey, I'm Tom.
Okay, so basically we're just going to be talking football today, or every episode.
Yeah,
We have four topics today. Let's start off with the first one, which is Arsene Wenger, the legendary manager of Arsenal Football Club. What do you guys think about that?
You can go, Tom.
Well, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I can't really comment too much about Arsene Wenger. What I feel about him is he's still a good manager who doesn't really get that much respect, but I can see where the Arsenal fans are coming from. Because if you're Arsenal, you're used to winning things, and right now he ain't winning jack shit. But coming from a Liverpool fan point of view, I'm kind of jealous that they're getting top four every single year. So I'd rather have that than what Liverpool are having, really, to be fair. But if I was an Arsenal fan, I would want Wenger to retire or let his contract run out, let someone else have their go, because he has been there for too long anyway. But I wouldn't want him to get sacked, because that's just disrespectful, in my opinion. So that's like my view on Arsene Wenger right now.
Okay.
Patrick.
So I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm a Wenger out person. I honestly think that he's done so much for the club. He made the club basically, managed the club for 20 years now. Did some amazing things, but now it's just too much for me and for the fans. So I really feel like we should replace him because we need new ideas. I don't feel like he can't handle this team anymore. He's doing the same things every year. Like, it's a cycle. And I think a new manager would change the team. And yeah, I don't really think that our fans should abuse him because he made the club and he doesn't deserve all the abuse he gets.
Yeah, I agree with that. Being a Liverpool fan, yeah, but yeah, you shouldn't abuse him. He's a legendary manager. Do you think he's going to leave after the season or even the next season?
I think it really depends because right now it's not the end of the season. I really feel like if we do win the FA Cup, he's probably going to stay. But if he doesn't win the FA Cup, I'm pretty sure he's going to leave. And if he does stay, it's probably going to be a bad experience for the fans. But I feel like it's going to be better for the players because he basically brought in most of these players and he basically convinced Ozil and Sanchez to come in. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure if he leaves, one of them might have to leave or one of them might have to stay.
In my opinion, I think Sanchez is leaving anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I don't think he's happy that whether Wenger goes or not. Like, I feel he felt Arsenal were like gonna do more when he joined than what they have been doing. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I can't really say much.
Yeah, when he plays, you can just see how he feels during the match.
Yeah,
It's just in the facial expression.
Yeah. For me, it's a weird situation right now because when you look at it, Sanchez, he's like the most guy with a passion in our team, and I think he's the guy.
By far.
He's literally our best player right now with passion, and he's a winner. He has the mentality, physicality to win games for us, and I think that he's probably gonna leave, and I think Ozil's gonna stay because he's been telling the media that he loves London, but he doesn't really show that he's a winner, and he's so lazy
His
when he plays.
not that.
His mentality is not there.
Mentality.
I think it's just the team right now, and Wenger's not giving him motivation, or the team is not right at the moment. I think we need to bring in some more
Wenger
players
needs
that
to be
will.
more hard on him, to be fair. Like,
Yeah,
he starts him every game without exception, and like he probably doesn't even like yell at him or anything if he does something wrong, because he probably just doesn't want to make him unhappy. So he's like, he needs to be more hard on him, and that will motivate him more, which is another point against Arsene Wenger. To be fair, like he needs to do. What was it? I don't know what's happening behind closed doors, but that's just what I feel is coming out of there. Because has Özil even been dropped before? Like he needs to like.
I don't. I think he's got dropped once when Iwobi played Cam. I think it was just because he was ill, but I don't. He would never drop Ozil. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
he's
paying
not
him so
playing.
much.
He's not playing against Liverpool either because he's ill, right? He has
Yeah,
a flu or something.
He might play, but I'm not sure. If he doesn't, then Iwobi's gonna play Cam.
Who would you want like as your starting 11, Patrick, for that game?
Honestly, I think I would put Giroud up front, Alexis right, Danny left, and it will be middle, Coquelin and Coquelin and Ox. And then,
Ox. He's been doing pretty good at center mid, right?
yeah, and then Bellerin, of course, and Mustafi and Kos and probably Gibbsy. And I think Ospina's going to start too.
You think Czech's gonna get dropped?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I might be
I wouldn't
wrong.
mind that, to be fair. I think Czech is a good keeper. I know you Arsenal fans are starting to not like him so much, but I think he's better than Ospina. So I'd rather have Ospina in goal against us, to be fair.
Okay, so talking about managers, here's a second topic, and it's about Claudio Ranieri, the Leicester City manager, who won the Premier League last season. What do you guys think about that? He got sacked.
Well, to be honest, he did amazingly last season. That season was probably the best season they've ever had in their whole history. They won the league, and I really think that it was a harsh move from the owners because, come on, look at it. I don't know why, but this football generation is so harsh. Just look at it. Wenger is here. He's been here for 20 years, and he's been doing a lot of great stuff, but he's been doing stuff that is not good enough. But I think the reason why they're keeping Wenger is because he made the club and he's won a lot. But I don't think the owners would sack him because he's made so much. But for Ranieri, it's just hard for him because he only did it for a season, and right now, like I think they literally treat the managers harshly because it was just a one season thing, and I think him not being so successful this season didn't really convince the owners. So I think that's why he got sacked. I think he wasn't just good enough, and it's really harsh.
Yeah, he should not have been sacked because he was doing good in the Champions League as well. Thomas, what do you guys say about that?
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's just wrong, like, to probably sack him because, like, Leicester obviously overachieved so much last year, and as where they are, like now, just above the relegation zone, or are they still in it? I think they're just above it, but that's probably where they're meant to be fair. So, but yeah, they overachieved massively, but that's just an anomaly. Like that will probably never happen again within our lifetime. So, what I think the owners expected something similar is just outrageous, really. Like they got brought back down to
that's
earth.
not gonna happen ever again.
Yeah, exactly. Like what they expected and what they got is just different. Like it's just weird. Like because I think we're only even if they did get relegated, I think he should have stayed and.
No, I don't think they'll get relegated.
I don't think they'll get relegated. No,
Yeah.
but
He
even
would
if they did,
control the team.
I
He will
think
not get relegated.
Yeah, I think Mahrez is still, even though he has dropped loads, I think still he's a good player. I think Vardy's still a good player.
Yeah, he scored against us, man.
Yeah, don't remind me, but yeah, like there's still like I think them two would pull them out of a relegation, like if it ever come to that. But obviously Kante was such a massive miss, and it shows you how good he actually is. Like probably the best CDM in the league. But
Carrying
like,
up at Chelsea.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's so unreal. But it's like when Liverpool came second in 2009, and they literally sold Xabi Alonso, and all of a sudden, what was it, seventh? It just showed how massively important he was to that team. Like even just one change and just the whole dynamic just falls apart. But then again, it was Leicester, and they did overachieve, and now they're just doing what they're doing, like par how they should be doing. And it's not Ranieri's fault that that's happened. I feel his tactics have been like subpar to say like I think they tried to play the same way as they did last year, and people found that out, especially without Kante. It's just easier for
Yeah,
teams
because
to
the
pick
same
them
tactics don't work every time.
off. Yeah, like I suppose that is Ranieri's fault in a way, but still, he's still doing the best he could in the situation. I don't feel he should have been sacked. Well, that's my opinion.
All right,
I
so
think-
we all think he should not have been sacked.
No,
I don't think he should have. I think they should have given him more time.
Yeah, like
this
one more
sort of
season.
thing happens in football all the time now. Like, it can't like Chelsea are probably going to win the league, but if they do what they did like last season and just drop to 10th, they would probably get sacked as well, which is again would be outrageous. I don't think they will do that. I think that again is an anomaly. I think Chelsea doing that badly, but in case if they did, he'll probably get sacked again, which is just not right. Like people want quick success and they want it to keep it that way, and it's like people need to have patience and things. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. I feel.
I really think that you just sacked Ranieri because the expectations from winning the league last year was they had more expectations because they grew bigger, and then now what's going on with Ranieri, what he was doing like this season isn't really good enough. Like I think the owners were not satisfied with what he was doing, and I think the sacking just made like a bold move that they're really serious about winning. And I think after that Leicester win, I think they could really do well for the first 3 games, but I'm not really sure. I think the biggest problem they have right now is they lost Conte. He was like literally the key of their midfield last season, and right now I think that's the problem with their midfield. And I think Shakespeare's gonna do okay, but I think they shouldn't get a new manager this season. They should just stick with Shakespeare after that win against Liverpool and just take it time.
Okay, so if Wenger leaves this season, would you take Ranieri in?
I don't. Maybe. Well, yes and no. So probably maybe because, well, he's a winner. He literally brought up Leicester from Championship to Premier League and then won the league. But the problem is he doesn't have that Champions League mentality yet. Like he doesn't have that experience. Like we need that manager who has experience and can literally do everything, and has won a lot of things in the past. Ranieri only won the league. That's it. And I think him getting sacked is getting like that's a sign. But I think Ranieri, I think he should go to another club and manage, and he should win more titles to prove that he's a big manager for big teams.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about Liverpool.
Ugh. A lot to say about Liverpool.
A lot. Okay. Let's start off with your favorite player, Daniel Sturridge.
Okay, well, Sturridge, it's just as simple as this. Like, yes, he has dropped off a lot this year, but everyone like he was giving him hate, giving him abuse, giving him like this and that. Like, I don't think that's justified. To be fair, like he hasn't started consistently amount of games to pick up form, and it's not like he like has dropped off since last year. Like people saying, oh, he doesn't fit Klopp's style of play, but in my opinion, he does because ever since Klopp came in last season, he was top scorer in the league. Like that's not coincidence. That's not like he clearly can play Klopp style play because he wouldn't have been top scorer in the league, and he missed like nearly half the year last year. So he clearly still has that about him. And but like this year, like I know he hasn't been playing as well. He can do a lot better, but I don't think he's finished. I don't think he's this and that. He just needs a consistent run of games. I think it's too late now though. I don't think he will get that consistently run of games. To be fair, he probably will go in the summer, and like if we get a good replacement, I wouldn't mind too much. Like there's been talk about Lacazette. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. You know, like if we get him, that's good. That's a good replacement. But yeah, in my opinion, I feel he can still do a lot if he can consistently run a games and everything. But one thing that hasn't helped him is teams playing part of the bus against us. That has not helped him whatsoever because Daniel Sturridge, he's someone you put a pass through, him and Coutinho done this time and time again. Coutinho put like over the top pass or through ball to him, he will run onto it. He will have lots of space. When he's got space in front of goal, he most likely score. Against teams who park the bus, that's not happening. As soon as he gets the ball, there's about 5 players around him, and he's not a dribbler. He's not Firmino. He's not a person who will dribble past one player and then try and get a shot off. He only works with space, and he hasn't had that space when teams are just crowding him out. He can't make runs because like there's about 5 different players. He has to try and weave a way out of them to try and make runs, and that's hard enough. So like that, it just doesn't work. So that's why he always tries to come deep to get the ball. Everyone's like, oh, he's always so deep. I'm thinking he goes deep because he can't make runs forward because teams are parking the bus. How else is he meant to get the ball and try and make things happen? But and yeah, like I just feel, in my opinion, he needed a consistent run of games, get up that form, play against teams that don't park the bus. I mean, when we played Leicester at the beginning of the year, they didn't park the bus, and he played like outstanding. And I know he didn't score, but he played really well. Like, and that's the only game against Spurs in the cup. They didn't park the bus, and he scored twice. And yeah, I know that's like only examples to come up with, but that's literally the only times I can think of he's actually played in a game where the teams didn't park the bus. I mean, if he would have played against Spurs when Mane scored twice, I would have bet money he would have scored. Like, because if he's got space, like Mane had plenty of space that game. That's why he scored 2 goals. If he has space, he will score. Like, literally, teams that park the bus against us are ridiculous. But yeah, it looks like he'll go, which is fair enough. I am a Sturridge account, so obviously, but I'll miss him and stuff. But obviously, we get a good replacement. That's fair by me. But I do just say is one thing: if he goes to a team like West Ham or a mid-table team, whoever they may be, if he plays regularly, I'll literally bet money he will get more than 20 goals a year. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he's gonna tear it up if he stays in the Premier League. That's why I want him to go to another league because I can't stand it.
Yeah, that's like loads of other players as well, like that leave the same league. I'm just like, oh, please don't do well. That's why I was slightly happy when Torres didn't do that well at Chelsea. But yeah, that's my opinion on Daniel Sturridge.
Isn't he injured again today?
Isn't
Sturridge injured again?
Apparently, yeah, there was talk, he was ill. That's why he missed the Leicester game. But there was talk. Apparently, in rehab, he hurt his thigh, so he might be out the Arsenal game. That's what I read somewhere. I don't know, but yeah, injuries haven't helped him either, to be fair. But then again, this year he hasn't been that injured. He just hasn't played because Klopp just doesn't, believe he thinks he's an impact sub more than a starter, which is, fair enough. I'm not the manager. But yeah, this year injuries hasn't. I know he's injured right now, but he hasn't had that many injuries. Not as many as he has in the past, anyway. Yeah, that's...
Okay, so Patrick,
Yeah.
would you take me at Arsenal?
Um. Okay. Okay. First of all, this is what I think about him. Okay. So after the Leicester game, I was thinking about Firmino. He was doing bad against Leicester. Like I don't know what he was doing, but I feel like Sturridge is a really good player, and I know the injuries and stuff he can't play, and he can't start and stuff. But I really think that he deserves. I think he really deserves more runs this season. And then if he does bad this season, then that's how you know that he should leave. But at the moment, he's getting ill and stuff, I don't think that the fans should abuse him because of that. Yeah, I think he reminds me of like a Theo Walcott because there's some times that he's really good, and then there are moments that he gets injured and stuff. But I think Sturridge has potential to be good, and he's at the moment he's at his prime. So I think Liverpool should keep him for a while. I think they should keep him for next season because he's 27 at the moment, and I think you should give him another shot. I don't. At Arsenal, I don't think. Maybe yeah. I really want Sturridge at Arsenal because he's that type of player for Arsenal. I think he fits in with Wenger ball, and I think I think he likes that style of play of Arsenal. And yeah,
support Arsenal as well.
Yeah, he's very fast, and I think him at up front and Alexis on the right would do really well, and Ozil behind him. So yeah, you never know.
Okay, so this is what I think. Without injuries, Sturridge is world class. I know people are going to disagree, but
I agree.
The 13-14 season with Suarez up front, he was a beast. He's a world class player.
Yeah, and also people say like, oh, Suarez carried him that year, but I'm not thinking to myself, he's played with Suarez for one whole year, yet throughout his whole Liverpool career, he has a similar goal-to-game ratio than Suarez and Torres. I can't remember the exact figures or numbers, but like they're literally so similar, like Suarez, Torres, and Sturridge, the goal-game ratio, and he's only played with Suarez for one whole year. So to say he carried him is just ridiculous in my opinion.
And the goals weren't even like tap-ins and stuff. They were like class goals.
Yeah.
All right, so our friend Selena wants us to talk about AC Milan and why they're not succeeding in Europe or even in Italy.
Yeah, for me, they had a really good squad. So like when they had Beckham, Ronaldinho, and Ibrahimovic, and right now their team is like they literally downgraded. Yeah, at the moment they're struggling at the Serie A league. I think at the end of the season they just need to buy more players because right now their players they're not performing very well, like what they're supposed to like play, and I think they have a good squad right now. Like it has potential. Like their goalkeeper is very good, and they actually got Defoe from Everton, which is a positive. I think they just need to get more players right now because there are some players in their squad that they don't really need, and yeah, I think they need a new management too.
Yeah, talking about the goalkeeper, isn't he like 17?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
that's crazy, man.
So good as well. Like not even just like a potential one where they're like, or sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But when they're older, they will be good. He's actually good now.
Yeah,
so it's scary to think what he'll be like when he's older.
Yeah, he's actually 6'5" as an 18-year-old. I think he'll be really, really good. I think he'll be in the same level as Neuer, like very, very soon. If he keeps it up, like for his age, it's really insane. Like,
I wonder if he'll stay there.
If they do really bad, this
Yeah, he might leave
season.
in a couple of seasons.
Yeah, he probably will leave
Too good.
after next season.
The
I'm
thing
pretty
is,
sure.
with AC Milan, like, I don't know if they're still in money trouble, but I remember when we bought Balotelli for like 12 mil, like a few years ago, which was a waste of money. But like back then, like everyone thought, oh, that was a steal for Balotelli, which is ridiculous. But anyways, and then they said they had to sell him cheap because they're in money troubles. If they're still in money troubles now, which I don't know, I don't like follow AC Milan closely, but then if they get like a massive bid for Donnarumma, they're probably gonna have to sell, aren't they? Like 60 plus or something like that. If there's still money troubles, they would have to get rid of him.
Yeah. So what I think is, in the past, there were like good Italian players who would want to play for their club at their country. But now there are like rarely any good Italian players. There are like all old players who play for Juventus. So that's what I think.
Yeah, Italy aren't really the forces they were, apart from their defenders. But obviously, yeah, like I said, the old defenders now play for Juventus.
Yeah. So I think that'll be the end of the episode. It was a great episode for the first time. It was a new experience. We might do these later soon. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you follow all of us on Twitter. Link will be down in the description. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace.